It has been a minute since I've done a pickups video, simply because I just have not been buying much here lately. Last time I did a pickups video was for the month of September, and I'll leave a link to that in the description down below in case you have not watched that. In today's video, I'm going to go over my pickups for the month of October and November. I finally have enough that I feel like can fill out a good pickups video. So you know the drill, folks. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so that you can join the RetroWolf family. And let's take a look at my pickups from October and November. Let's start things off with a few retail game store pickups, and we'll start with GameStop. I've picked up a couple of things from GameStop in the last couple of months. First thing, of course, I had to pick up Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Nintendo Switch. Luigi's Mansion is one of my favorite games on the GameCube. Luigi's Mansion 2, I could take it or leave it, but I've been greatly looking forward to the third game in the series because it seems to go back to the roots of the first game in allowing you to explore a giant structure instead of being level-based. And this game is fantastic. I'm on the 10th floor right now, I believe, and I'm just absolutely loving this game. So much fun. Such great gameplay, a great variety in gameplay. Cannot praise Luigi's Mansion 3 enough, and I highly recommend that y'all check it out. Now, as a pre-order bonus for Luigi's Mansion 3 from GameStop, I got this cool little Luigi Pixel Pal, which, of course, lights up. So, thought that was pretty cool. Got it for free, and you know what? I like free things. So, there's that. In addition to that, another game I've been looking forward to this year is Borderlands 3. So I went ahead and picked up a copy of that from GameStop as well. And I'm having an absolute blast with this game. Although split screen co-op is a little rough. Gearbox really needs to patch that. It's been a minute since I played, so maybe they've patched it. It's been at least 3 weeks since I played, so I'm hoping they did. But Borderlands 3, absolute blast. Loving this game. And finally, from GameStop, I was in there and they had some stuff on sale, and I saw these were on sale for $7 a piece. So these giant ass SNES cartridges, which they're not real cartridges, obviously, they're containers, and inside the containers were shirts. I took the shirts out, but the shirts basically, they're like a white shirt with this on it, the game itself on it. And there's a couple of spots on the back to allow you to hang it up on a wall. So I'm probably going to hang these up on the wall somewhere in the game room. But I got Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past and Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. So $7 for a shirt and something cool that I can hang up on the wall. You know what? For me, that's a no-brainer. So I was pretty happy with that. Whenever I was on my way to Texas to hang out on the set of the Game Chasers movie, I stopped in Memphis, Tennessee, hit up a few game exchanges in Memphis in the Cordova area, and I picked up a few things, nothing major. A couple of NES games they had on the cheap that I didn't have. I got Silk Worm, and then I also got Infiltrator. And then they had one GameCube Player's Choice that I did not have, which is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So add that to the Player's Choice collection for the GameCube. Now, as most of you know, I'm going for a 100% complete GameCube collection. Right now I am 8 games away. It was 7 games away, but I recently discovered that my copy of Luigi's Mansion is missing. I have no idea what happened to it or where it's at. So now I'm 8 games away from a complete collection because I need to buy that game over again. However, I picked up a few games on eBay. Yes, I know, eBay. Considered cheating to some of you, but you know what? When you're this close to a complete collection and you go to retail game stores and flea markets and pawn shops and all these things all the time and you don't find games that you need for months, you tend to start looking at eBay because I really want to complete that collection. At any rate, I got Sega Soccer Slam complete, which I've heard is actually a pretty fun arcade soccer game, so I'm gonna need to check that out at some point. And then I got Puyo Pop Fever, and this one is complete as well in really good condition. So I'm now only 8 games away from a complete GameCube collection, and once I complete that collection, I'm going to do a massive video on my complete GameCube collection. So stay tuned for that. Next up, for my Switch Lite, I'm a huge fan of the Satisfy grip for the regular Nintendo Switch, and I had to get the Satisfy grip for the Switch Lite. So that's what you're seeing here. The Satisfy grip for the Switch Lite. It looks really nice. I really like the color that they chose, and it's very comfortable. The Switch Lite is already comfortable on its own, but you add the Satisfy grip to it and it takes it to a whole nother level, just like it did with the regular Switch, and it just looks good. I mean, look at that. That looks great. I like the grips on the back being black with the rest being white. It creates a nice contrast, and it matches the color scheme of the Switch Lite itself. In addition to that, I went ahead and got the Satisfy case that comes with it that will actually hold the Switch Lite with the Satisfy grip on it in the case, with spots for game cartridges and a lot of extra room in a zipper pouch in the back. And it's a very sturdy, very hard case with a nice handle. So had to pick that up to go along with it. Love Satisfy. Their products are absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend that you guys check them out. I'll leave a link to their website in the description down below. I don't get anything from you guys checking them out. I just love their products, and I think they're a great company, so they deserve your support. Next up, got a few things from some family members. My editor slash nephew actually hooked me up with a Chibi Robo amiibo because he knew that I really liked Chibi Robo on the Nintendo GameCube, which I did a video on that. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. Really fantastic game on the GameCube that nobody ever talks about. Total hidden gem. And so he found this Chibi Robo amiibo for me, and I thought that was pretty cool. I'm going to leave it in the box just because I don't think I'll ever use it for anything. So and I like the hang tab, so I may hang it up on the wall at some point. But thank you, editor, for that. Really appreciate it, brother. All right, next up from my brother. I actually did a little trade with him. He needed a Super Nintendo and a Nintendo 64 controller, so I traded them to him for Super Mario Bros. 3, a really clean copy of Super Mario Bros. 3. I mean, this cart is in fantastic condition. He said it was in somebody's attic for decades, never touched, and it was kept in a dust-free environment or container. So it's in really good condition. I might actually replace my my copy of Super Mario Bros. 3 with this one because it's so clean. In addition to that, I'm a huge fan of the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Love that movie. Classic. And I did not know that there was a Game Boy game for Who Framed Roger Rabbit, so he hooked me up with that in the trade as well. Who Framed Roger Rabbit for the Game Boy. Looking forward to checking that out because I've never played it before. If it's a good game, let me know that in the comments down below. Now, I actually bought from my brother for 20 bucks, which is a great deal for this game because it's a pretty, the price is going up on this one. But from Konami, Monster in My Pocket. And this cartridge is in fantastic condition, which makes it even better. And I've heard that this is a very good game. I have not played it either. If you have, let me know in the comments down below what kind of game it is and if it is any good. It's from Konami, so I'm assuming that it's going to be a good game. But you know what they say about people who assume. But I'm looking forward to checking this one out. May include it in a video in the future. So thank you, my actual real brother, for the hookup on these. Next up, I went to a game expo with my friend Doug in Nashville, Tennessee, and I actually did a video on that, which I will leave a link to that in the description down below as well. I didn't get much as far as pickups go from that gaming expo, but I did get this for 15 bucks. I saw this. It's the Star Fox Adventure Survival Kit for the Nintendo GameCube. It was a Circuit City exclusive, and it comes with a soda, a roll of toilet paper with tips for the game on it. Yep. And it comes with a custom door hanger. Now, unfortunately, it had everything in it except the custom door hanger. So we have the soda, the Fox Fuel soda, which I'm definitely not going to open, and then the toilet paper sealed with the game tips on it. But it did not have the custom door hanger, which is rather unfortunate because it would have been complete had it had that. But for 15 bucks, box is in reasonably decent condition. I couldn't pass that up because of how much I love collecting for the GameCube, and I love collecting odd things like this to go with my GameCube collection as well. So that was pretty cool. And again, I'll leave a link to that Game Expo video in the description down below. Check that out. Alright, and last but certainly not least, I'm going to go over my Nintendo Switch pickups for the month of October and November. Now, here's the thing. All of these games that you're about to see, with the exception of one game, were all pre-orders that I pre-ordered and paid for well before October and November. So I actually did not pay for any of these games in October and November. I just received them in October and November, which is awesome to receive a bunch of games that you paid for earlier in the year within a couple month period. Now, the one game that I did buy outright in November, I believe it was Forager. I've been intrigued by this game for a long time now. I have not played it yet. Still in the wrap, still sealed, but I do plan on playing it very soon because it seems right up my alley, and it was on sale for like 10 bucks. I can't remember where, but I could not say no to that, so I snatched that up in a heartbeat. But this game looks very, very, very cool. It looks like a, I don't know, sort of a cross between Minecraft, Stardew Valley, and Terraria, maybe? Which is, of course, right up my alley because I love games like that. Not so much Minecraft, but Stardew Valley and Terraria I absolutely love. So, heard great things about Forager. Cannot wait to check that out. Now, this is a limited release game, I believe, from V-Blank Entertainment, and that is Shakedown Hawaii, the physical version of this. I don't think they made very many copies of it. I think it was somewhat limited, but I've heard this game is absolutely fantastic. Not played it yet. It's from the makers of Retro City Rampage, so that alone tells me that it's going to be great. Got great reviews, so I can't wait to check this one out as well. Now, some other limited games that I got from several different companies here. From East Asia Soft, we got the Ghost 1.0 Plus Unepic Collection. So this is 2 games on 1 cartridge, Ghost 1.0 and Unepic. It actually has a reversible cover. On one cover is Ghost 1.0, and on the other cover is Unepic. I've played Unepic a little bit. It seems like a pretty interesting game. I didn't really play it a whole lot, but I definitely want to get back into it. I, however, do not know anything about Ghost 1.0, but the fact that it's 2 games on 1 cart from East Asia Soft is awesome. Now, in addition from East Asia Soft, and let me just give a little disclaimer. East Asia Soft, along with a lot of the other limited companies, I'm trying to stay 100% on and get all of their limited physical releases. And up until now, all of East Asia Soft's limited releases have been normal, relatively normal games, but this one is not normal. And when you see the front cover, it's not what you think, I promise. So this from East Asia Soft is a game called Panty Party. And yes, from the front cover, it looks like a rather lewd game. However, in this game, you actually play as a pair of panties and battle other pairs of panties. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this one. Like I said, I was going for 100% East Asia Soft collection, which means I had to buy Panty Party. I don't know that I will ever play this game, but there you go. It is what it is. Alright, next up from Strictly Limited Games, we have 99 Vidas. It looks like a pretty fun little 16-bit beat-em-up game for 1 to 4 players. Check that out at some point. Then we have the Ninja Saviors Return of the Warriors. I believe this is a re-release of a classic arcade beat-em-up, maybe? Let me know in the comments down below if I'm wrong about that. But the pixel art graphics in this game are absolutely fantastic, and they can be played with 1 to 2 players, and it looks like a lot of fun. And I love the characters on the front of the game, so I look forward to check that out. Now we got 2 Red Art Games releases. One of them is a collector's edition, which I'm going to save for last, but I got Neurovoider. Now I actually played Neurovoider a couple of months ago with a full group of 4 people, and it was a lot of fun. It's sort of a twin stick shooter with some RPG elements to it and some roguelite elements to it, and it's actually a lot of fun. It's a really fun game. It's very difficult, but I enjoy playing it with 3 other players, so I'll probably check this out again at some point. From Super Rare Games, we got releases number 21, 22, and 23. We have The Dark Side Detective, which looks like a point-and-click adventure game. Not a huge fan of point-and-click adventure games, but I may check it out at some point. Then we have Evoland Legendary Edition. Now, I've actually played Evoland, and this game is actually really, really, really cool. It's an RPG but it starts off with the most basic rudimentary graphics possible, and as you progress through the game, the graphics increase more and more and more until it becomes more like a sort of modern day game. It's a really cool idea, and it's executed very well, and it's actually a pretty fun game too, so I highly recommend checking out Evoland. And last but certainly not least, from Super Rare Games, they managed to get Steam World Quest, The Hand of Gilgamesh. I love all of the Steam World games. I have not played this one yet. It's a card-based RPG game, which sounds right up my alley, so I cannot wait to check this one out. And I have a lot of faith in this developer, so I know this game is going to be great, and it got good reviews too. So that is Super Rare Games. Now, next up is Limited Run Games. Now, this one is not an official Limited Run Games release, but they did publish it, and that is Tesla Guard. I don't know anything about this game at all, but it does look pretty fun. It says it's a steampunk puzzle platformer, so that sounds pretty cool. And then we have Celeste, which is by many people considered to be one of the greatest indie games ever made. I played about an hour or two of it, and I really enjoyed it. I need to get back to it. This game is hard as nails, but it has a great story, great music, great pixel art graphics. So, Celeste. Freedom Planet. I have not played Freedom Planet, but from what I understand, it is sort of like Sonic. It's similar to Sonic the Hedgehog games. The gameplay is very fast-paced with similar mechanics to Sonic, so hey, I'm sold. Can't wait to check that one out. Then we have Transistor from Supergiant Games, otherwise known as the developer of Bastion, which is another game that many people consider to be one of the greatest indie games ever made. And Transistor looks absolutely incredible. It's a game that is definitely on my backlog, my ever-growing infinite backlog. Can't wait to check that one out. Now here's a game I have a lot of experience with, and that's Rogue Legacy. Played the hell out of this game on the PS4 when I downloaded it from the PS4 store. Fantastic roguelike game, very, very difficult, but it has a great progression to it, which is, in my opinion, crucial to a good roguelike or roguelike game to have fantastic progression. And this game definitely nails that, and it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend Rogue Legacy. And then we have Double Switch, the 25th Anniversary Edition. It's an FMV game that I believe originally came out on the Sega Saturn. I've heard it's not a good game, but at some point I'll check it out because I play all of the Limited Run Games releases and do videos on them, so I will do a video on this game eventually along with these other Limited Run releases. And then we have a fighter, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. I've heard that this is actually a pretty solid fighting game and a really fun game for fans of the Power Rangers series. I'm not a big fighting game person, not big into the fighting genre. I used to be, but you know, not so much anymore. But I will check this out at some point. My most recent Limited Run Games is a game called Time Spinner. I know nothing about this game, but it looks really freaking cool. The pixel art graphics look fantastic. It looks to be a Metroidvania with some time manipulation gameplay mechanics to it. I've heard somebody say that it reminded them of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and you know what? I'm sold. So I'm actually thinking about checking this game out very soon, as a matter of fact, maybe when I finish Luigi's Mansion 3 and Ori and the Blind Forest. We got a couple of collector's editions. We got, I believe this game is actually pronounced Gree, but some people pronounce it Gris. It is a very beautiful artistic game. I mean, just looking at this game, it just looks like a work of art. The collector's edition, of course, has a instruction booklet in the case, but in the actual box, it came with a bunch of nice little prints. I have not opened these and looked at them yet, but that was pretty cool. I love extras in collector's editions, and the collector's edition box actually looks pretty nice as well. It's very minimalistic, but it's still quite pretty, just like the art style in the game. Next up, this is actually a really cool collector's edition from Special Reserve Games. We have Downwell, and I've played the hell out of this game too. This game is very simplistic in its gameplay mechanics, but it's very addicting and very fun and difficult. But the collector's edition came with a couple of stickers, a really nice instruction manual, that goes in the case itself, but wait till you see what's in the collector's edition box. They did a really, you know, Special Reserve Games, they do a really good job on their collector's editions. So in the box we have this little stand right here called the flip grip. You can put your Switch in this vertically and attach the Joy-Cons to the side of the grip so that you can play your Switch vertically for the games that support it, which Downwell is one of the games that supports vertical play. So that's pretty cool to actually have one of these to use for games that support it. But in addition to that, if I can get it out here, it came with a hardcover version of the instruction booklet, and it's super high quality hardcover. So I thought that was really cool. Next up, also from Special Reserve Games, is Minute. I don't know anything about this game, but it does look pretty cool. As usual, we've got a couple of stickers for the game and a really nice high quality instruction booklet. In the actual collector's edition box, we have this really cool cloth map, which I have not opened yet. And in addition to that, we have another hardcover instruction booklet for Minute. I really like that Special Reserve Games makes these hardcover instruction booklets. I think that's a really cool touch. And the last collector's edition is from Red R Games, and it's Gekaido Kintaro's Revenge. Looks like a beat 'em up game. I don't really know a lot about this game. In the case is nothing, kind of bare bones there, but we have this gigantic freaking box for the collector's edition. Maybe a little bit too big, but it's still pretty cool. And in here, I don't even remember what's in here, to be honest with you, so let's see. Okay, we've got a art book. So we've got some stickers, and an art book. So here's a couple of stickers, and then we've got this really nice hardcover book with art from the game in it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Love these collector's editions, love getting good things in these collector's editions as long as the price is reasonable. So there you have it. Those are my pickups for the months of October and November. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about these pickups, and if you have any questions about anything, feel free to throw those in the comments down below as well. Also, let me know in the comments down below what you've picked up for the month of October and November, and if you got any of these Switch games from any of these limited companies, because I know a lot of my friends out there on the interwebs do collect these games, so I'm sure some of you got some of the same games in the same time frame. As usual, folks, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure and hit that like button. It really helps out a lot, and I appreciate it very much. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe so that you can join the RetroWolf family and stay up to date on all the future content that I have coming for you all. Until next time, keep playing games and having a good time. Enjoy life, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.